Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Good morning and good evening. Today I am going to discuss about overriding in Java. So what is meant by overriding, how to handle the exception in method overriding, and you can also use how to use the access specifier in the method overriding, and what is meant by covariant type. So first of all I am going to describe about what is overriding. So overriding means we can declare same signature which is having the parent class, same signature present in the subclass level. That is called overriding. So a signature means this is the method name and return type and access specifier, and also we can pass the same number of arguments. That is the signature, means whatever the method we are declared, same as it is exactly we define the subclass level. That is called overriding. So I'm going to show you what is overriding in the demo. So here I am considering as a class as overriding superclass, and I am defining here one display method with return type as void and access specifier public. This is the same signature must be present in the subclass level, that is public void display. Whatever the method name is same and the return type is must be same and return type access specifier must be same. That is called overriding. So if suppose I am passing in the display method as passing as one parameter a, so can we call as a overriding method? No, because the same method, because if suppose if you are passing as a parameter, you must pass here also some parameters, same parameters we need to pass, whether to give the arguments or must be data type as must be same. So that is called overriding. So how can we create instance of particular class? How can we access in the parent class method, and how can we access subclass method? So I am going to show you. Okay, so in the subclass level, here I am subclass, I am creating the subclass object here. So here I am creating the subclass object, and I am calling, by using this object I am calling the display method. Similarly I am creating the superclass reference and I am passing a subclass. So here I am also creating the superclass object and I am calling the particular method. So here two ways I am accessing the subclass method. So here I am directly creating the instance of particular subclass object, and here what I am doing is whatever previously I created this object I am assigning to superclass level. This is called dynamic dispatch method. So what will happen is whenever we assign this object to superclass, at the time of runtime it will identifying which object it will be referring. So currently it is referring as subclass object, so it will be calling as subclass method. So next one I am creating the object of superclass, which will be directly calling the superclass method. So I am going to run this application. So see, whenever I am calling the subclass oreh.display method, it will be calling subclass method. So here see, from overriding exception handling with display method is calling. Second one, so because it is showing as so here I am calling the get data method, means it will be displaying the subclass get data. So suppose what I am doing is I am assigning the subclass to superclass. This is called dynamic display method. What is the expected output? It will be calling subclass method, because it will be runtime, it will decide what is the object it will be referencing. That's why it is calling subclass method only. So here also exception handling with get display, because overriding exception handling is subclass. So whatever previously I am next to what is the object I am creating? So I am creating the superclass object. So based on that it will be directly calling the superclass display method, which is calling the override super. So it will calling overriding super. That is the way we need to create the instance of the object class, means you can create the instance of the parent class, as well as we can create the subclass also. So here we are defining the two ways to get the object, the particular subclass level. So one is the you can directly create the object of particular class. Second one, I am going to create the reference to the parent class. That is the 2 points we have to remember. So second topic is I am going to discuss about how to use access specifiers with method overriding. So what are the different types of access specifiers present in the Java? Default, private, protected and public. Default means it will be accessible within the package as well as subclass levels. Private means it can be accessed only particular class level. So protected means it will be accessible in the same package. It can be subclass packages also, it will be accessible. Public means we can access anywhere packages, any package level we can access. Public means it can be anywhere we can define those classes we can be access. So suppose I am going to show you how to use public, protected, default and private access specifiers, how to handling in the overriding method concept. So let us consider here I am defining as public void display. What is the definition of the overriding? The same signature must be present in the subclass level. So I am considering, suppose this is a access specifier is public void display method. So suppose I am going to change from this to private. So what will be happening? So it is not overriding. So because it is showing as access specifier restrictions, because it is showing as cannot reduce the visibility of the inherited method from the override super. So suppose if you want to declare public, you can declare public only here. Okay, this is the way we have to provide. Suppose if I going to provide protected here, okay, in the superclass level I am going to provide protected access specifier. Protected access specifier in the parent class. Suppose I am declaring as public. This is overriding? Yes, because if from the definition of the overriding what is specifying is must be same signature, must be same parameters, must be same method name. So here what I am defining, here access specifier is different. So it is also a one type of method overriding, because so protected is a here the protected, suppose we can declare public. So what is happening, if you want to declare either protected or public, so this is the way we can declare the same signature. You need to declare whether it is protected or public. If suppose in the parent class level you can declare it as protected, we must declare protected, either protected or public, it will be working. So the rule of the access specifiers in method overriding is we have to follow these restrictions. First of all, it will be coming as private and default, and next it is coming as protected and public. Okay, that is the order. If suppose parent class level we are declaring as protected and subclass level you can declaring as protected or public. If suppose we are declaring parent class in the private, you must declare the subclass level as also private as well as default level, or you can declare protected or public. This is the rules. If suppose if you declare the parent class as public and subclass level you are declaring as protected, that will be violating the overriding with access specifiers. So we must be defined whether it is a public, we can declare the public. So this is the sequence we need to follow. If you declare private, the remaining sequence you can declare in the public. If you declare default, then you can declare subclass level as protected and public with access specifiers. If you declare public, you can declare same thing in the subclass level also. That is the sequence of method overriding with access specifiers. So next topic is exception handling. Okay, if suppose in the parent class level, I'm going to describe some exception here. Arithmetic exception, let us assume. Arithmetic exception. So definition of the overriding with same signature must be present in the subclass level also, because I am declaring the throws means I am going to define same exception in the subclass level also with the same method. So I am going to define this is a method overriding, it is satisfying the rules. So suppose what happens if suppose I am not declaring exception here. Okay, here I am not declaring the exception. So it is also satisfying the overriding with the exception handling. What is the thumb rule is here is whether the parent class has declared an exception or not. Okay, if suppose the parent class we have declared as an exception, we can throw in the subclass level method with the same exception. If suppose parent class doesn't declare any exception, you can declare in the subclass unchecked exceptions is allowed. So here 2 points I have to remember. If parent class doesn't specify any exception, in the subclass method you can declare unchecked exceptions. If parent class doesn't throw any exception, you can remove those exceptions. You cannot provide any exception explicitly. This is the one rule. If suppose the parent class doesn't declare any exception, you can specify subclass level as unchecked exceptions. This is the one point. So it is satisfying the one rule. So you can guess only we need to specify the unchecked exceptions, or can we also declare checked exceptions? Let us see. So I am going to provide some I am going to provide some checked exceptions here. So parent class level I am not defining any exception here, particular display method. So suppose if in the subclass level I am declaring the checked exceptions, what it is showing, IO exception is not compatible with this exception. So the thing is, whatever your parent class, whether you define exception or not, subclass level must not throw checked exceptions, which is only allowing unchecked exceptions. That is the one thing we have to remember. Okay, so that is the exception handling with overriding. Only 2 points we have to remember here. One point is if the parent class has declared any exception, you must declare in the subclass also. If you are not providing any exception in the parent class level, subclass level you can declare as unchecked exceptions. But unchecked exceptions, checked exceptions are not specified in the subclass level, even if you are not declaring exception in the parent class level. That is the one point you have to remember. So next topic is how to use covariant type. What is meant by covariant type? As of now, we are seeing only modifying the access specifiers or throwing the exception with handling the method overriding with exception handling. So how can we handle with covariant type? Suppose here I am creating the get method, return type is a overriding exception handling. Okay, so here also I am going to show you. Here also I am defining the overriding superclass return type and one get method. So it is also written in this method, means it will be returning as this object only. Okay, if suppose what is meant by covariant meaning is whatever method is there, get method, it is present in the both superclass level and subclass level, but the return type is be changing. So this is also called as method overriding with covariant type. So the subclass which always be subclass object, here parent class reference, that is called overriding. How can we call these methods? Suppose I have already created these objects. Suppose if I want to access those methods, directly calling this one. So how can we call the remaining parent class object method? That get. So execute our application now. Let us see whether it is executing or not. See, override super class, override super class, it will be executing. So because it is 2 times it is showing as in the subclass level, I am defining as superclass name only, that's why it is showing as this one. If you call replace with the overriding super with subclass, then it will be coming as overriding subclass. Let's run one more time. Let us see whether this is expected or it is coming or not. See here, overriding exception class will be calling and overriding superclass will be calling. You have to remember thing is, if suppose we are not defining in the classes level, we are using the interface level. Suppose let us assume you have created the interface. So here we are defining the get method with some okay, I am defining this one. So thing is, if this class, this is a interface level, I am defining as get method. If suppose this class has been implemented, so if the covariant type must be overriding super only, override super must be specified, that is the rule. Thing is, what is meaning of covariant type? If method has the same method name present in the both parent and subclass level, method signature must be different whether it is a super or subclass level. The subclass level methods must be in the subclass of the superclass level. Let us assume, suppose here it is specifying as override super method, means the method signature must be override super. So here this class extending this superclass, that's why we mentioned overriding exception handling. If you want to specify here also, you can specify overriding superclass also, it will be working. So that is a one point you have to remember. So next point, so can we create private, can the private and static methods are overloading? No, because the static methods always to the particular class only. And private methods, these are all only accessed within the class. That is not possible. So let us show you. So here I am going to create private method here. Okay. So suppose say method name I am changing the access specifier to private. Okay. What happened here? Let us see. So it will be specific. 1 minute. So because the exception why it is showing is because private methods cannot be exposed outside the class. So that's why it is showing as these exceptions. So method overriding is it's not possible while the same method name is the private in the both parent and class level. Suppose if I want to call this particular method, it will be executed only this particular method only. So let us comment these lines. So let us run this application. So see, overriding, exception handling, display method, because these are declaring as private methods. So that's why it is showing private methods are only accessible within the class. Similarly for overriding, suppose you can want to create an instance of the particular class, you can create here only. You cannot access from outside the class. That's why here it is showing as some exception. So I'm uncommenting and revert back to pub access specifiers. Okay. So one more thing is, suppose if I want to declare one method with return type as static, sorry, it is a static keyword, static method, so I am declaring here. And similarly if I want to use in the subclass level, suppose I am declaring a get data and return type is void and static and public is the access specifier. If I access same method in the subclass level, if suppose I am calling that particular method using the subclass level, so what is the value it will come? If I want to call subclass level, means it will be coming directly to the subclass starting method only. If I want to call subclass references with superclass, what is the method it will be calling? It will be calling as so here I am creating the superclass object and get data. So how can we access these static methods? So static methods are only accessed within the particular class. So what happened? I am creating this override superclass object. I am calling this get data and I am creating the object of particular class. If we getting the same method will be executed, means particular object will be executed. What I am meaning is, so creating the object class with get data, it will be calling from the subclass static method only and superclass static method only here executing. That is the one thing. Suppose let us, if I want to change, suppose I am in the overriding method, I am declaring the instance method. Okay, I am creating here get data, I am removing the static. So if suppose I am declaring the same method in the subclass level, what is it is showing some exceptions, because static method cannot hide the instance from the overriding method, because it is showing as some exception. Similarly, if I want to change here as a static method, here I am declaring the static keyword here. So this is also showing some exceptions in the subclass level. So the instance method cannot override the static method from the overriding super. These are the rules. So private methods and static methods and final methods, these are all cannot overriding. So one thing is how to handle exception handling using the method overriding is we can declare in the exception in the parent class level, we can declare the same exception in the subclass level. If you not declare any exception in the parent class level, in subclass level you can declare unchecked exceptions only. You cannot provide checked exception. That is the one thing. And second point is what is order of access specifiers using the method overriding is private, default, protected and public. This is the sequence. And last point is covariant type. We can suppose we can declare the parent class have the some method which is having the return type as parent class level. In the subclass level we can declare same method with subclass when subclass is extending the parent class. So these are the rules we have to remember while we implementing the overriding concept. Whoever new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. If you like and share. Thank you friends. Thank you very much.